Now you know inflation is killing your retirement dead. The real rate of inflation, well, it just won't let you keep up or make a profit. You need a different approach. Precious metals, not Robinhood or stocks that can crash and leave you losing money. An IRA or 401k with Noble Gold is the answer. And this month, Noble Gold is gifting a genuine, rare Carson City minted Morgan silver dollar with every qualifying IRA or 401k. Find out more at www.noblegoldinvestments.com. Good afternoon. I'm still reporting on the coup. The 2020 election was, by any reasonable analysis, unusual. States passed laws to allow people to vote by mail, supposedly because of the pandemic. They also extended the time for those mail-in ballots to get to the Board of Elections to be counted days after the election. In many states, the laws passed by the state legislature were set aside, and even more liberal voting laws were enacted by secretaries of state and by election boards. The necessity of those changes was said to be COVID-19. Even though the CDC said that voting, as long as people wore masks and adhered to social distancing guidelines, remember, not laws, but guidelines, voting was not dangerous. Many states relaxed the existing laws about voting to ensure that people who did not feel comfortable going to the polls and standing in line could still vote. The new voting regulations were absolutely needed, it was said, over and over in state after state because of COVID, and not because the existing laws which encouraged people to vote in person were unfair. Now, with the pandemic nearly over, the Democrats, particularly as laid out in their new H.R. 1 proposal, are saying that these emergency regulations must become the law of the land, and any attempt to go back to the way people voted before the pandemic is racist because it disenfranchises minority voters. The result of all the changes, including encouraging people to vote by mail, was a chaotic election. Rather than having enough votes counted on election night to declare a winner, it took days. In Georgia, boards of elections and the Secretary of State has so far been unable to provide chain of custody information for over 400,000 ballots. Perhaps in Georgia, given time, they will find the missing documents. Perhaps there are no missing documents at all, and the election officials can't prove where or how those votes were cast. But it seems like 5 months would be enough time to sort everything out. Under the pre-pandemic laws, the restrictions on absentee voting were strict to prevent voter fraud, as they should be. If the ballot cannot be linked to a registered voter, it is far too easy for someone to fill out 100 or 1,000 or 10,000 absentee ballots and stuff them in unmanned drop boxes. Now, reducing the number of drop boxes, which didn't exist at all before the pandemic, is labeled voter suppression. In fact, changing any of the regulations that were put in place specifically for voting during a pandemic is now labeled voter suppression. It's an incredible case of bait and switch. The Democrats said, we have to have these special voting procedures in place because of the pandemic. And now they're saying that those special procedures have to be permanent because if they aren't, that is voter suppression. The amazing thing is that some people actually believe it. I'm still reporting from just outside the citadel of world freedom. Good day. Collagen is the most abundant protein in your body and is essentially the glue that holds you together. In fact, after age 20, people produce 12% less collagen in their skin each decade. Collagen depletion is what makes you look old. Most collagen supplements do not provide the hydrolyzed bioactive collagen peptides that enable your body to digest collagen properly, plus it tastes badly. BioTrust gives you the 5 most available kinds of collagens that dissolve easily in hot or cold liquids with 0 taste. You can add it to your coffee, tea, or smoothies, or even baked goods recipes. So to look and feel younger fast, go to www.healthwithbill.com.